All right, welcome back everyone. Dr. Ben, not a real doctor here. And today I want to talk about two things you really have to do if you want to improve your mobility. The first one is you have to stop doing what's causing your mobility issue. It could be a whole bunch of things. It could be something like an injury that you had back in, like when you were younger or recently that's changed your movement patterns, or it could be a lack of movement in general. Sitting is going to be the one that's most common with pretty much everybody who has a mobility issue. Lack of movement is the biggest contributor to lack of mobility. But let me use myself as an example to explain a little bit how this happens. Now, I spent 12 years working for a utility company where I spent a lot of time doing this, sitting in a driver's seat with my foot on a gas pedal or foot on a brake. All this sitting tightened up all the muscles on the front of my hip and caused a lot of back pain. It also caused a lot of neck pain because it was an ergonomic chair that pushed my head really far forward. And to make matters worse, our laptop was over here with a big rest in the middle. So I spent hours twisted around to the side like this, typing on a computer to do my paperwork. That created a long-term postural change as all those muscles shortened and held this position because I was in it so often that my body wanted to stay in that position even when I wasn't sitting at the laptop in a front seat. That was one of the driving forces that pushed me to leave that job. It wasn't that I couldn't do maintenance on myself and correct that problem. It's that I was spending so much time doing maintenance on my body to keep even when you're not moving, it's a movement pattern. To keep these movement patterns from being set in my posture, it was causing me lots and lots of pain. It was really problematic. It was starting to affect my life. And that's because this became a movement pattern that my body hung on to all the time because I did it so frequently. So I'm not saying you have to quit your job and move. There are ways to make these things work. But if you are doing something that is causing a mobility issue, you need to adjust what you're doing to the best of your ability so that that is no longer the case. You need to fix the movement pattern to stop impeding your mobility. That's step one. Now, the other thing you need to do is you need to be consistent. If you want to adjust your mobility, if you want to improve your mobility, you need to work on it regularly. Not just every day, but multiple times throughout the day is going to be best. The more movement you can spread out throughout your day, the more your body is going to adapt. The quicker your mobility is going to improve. If you do like 5 minutes every single day, it's still going to be better than nothing, but it's not going to offset the amount of immobility, the lack of movement in the average person's life. Now, if you do 5 minutes 5 times a day, that works out to 25 minutes a day. It's actually going to be more beneficial to do 5 minutes 5 times a day than to do 25 minutes all at once. Because what's going to happen is you're going to be constantly opening those tissues regularly throughout the day instead of just one big opening and then lots of immobility again. So for example, if you want to be able to do the middle splits, you need to spend time and energy working on the middle splits. If you're watching TV, sit in the middle splits. If you're playing a video game, sit in the middle splits. If you have company over and you don't feel like sitting in a chair, sit in the middle splits. You need to make it a regular thing that you work on, or your tissues, your body will not adjust. It just doesn't have a reason to. Your body is only going to do what it absolutely has to. It's built that way to survive in nature. So you have to give it a reason to adjust. Working on whatever your goal is regularly throughout the day is one way to do that. And in regards to consistency, don't feel like you have to do everything all at once. If you want to be able to do the middle splits and a pull-up and a forward bend and you want to, run a marathon, don't try and work on all of those at once. You can do it, but you need a very sophisticated program to make it happen. Pick one thing, start small. Pick one thing, like I want to do the middle splits, and work on that. And then when you've progressed to an area, to a point where you're comfortable, work on another thing and do just a little bit on the middle splits to maintain what you've gained. It's harder to make progress and make the change than to maintain the changes. A very little bit of effort maintains things. It takes a great deal of effort to make the change. Those are the two things that you really, really, really have to do if you want to improve your mobility. You need to change the habits that are creating the mobility issue, and then you need to consistently work on the problem. There's no magic formula. You just need to put in the time and effort, and the intention, and the attention. Two different things, intention and attention. Anywho, that's what I've got for you. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you have questions, same thing, hit me up down there. If you liked the video, smash the thumbs up. Share the video with your friends if you think someone can benefit from it. And until next time, keep your life in motion.